Well, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to our May, even though it's June, DCL monthly update. And helping me out today is, of course, our co-host, Christy. How are you doing today, Christy?
Hi, I'm well. How are you, Steve?
And sitting in for Chris, he is our Florida beat reporter, Steve from Tampa. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well, Steve. Thanks.
Yeah, anything that's going on in the Tampa area, we're going to have you cover from now on. So I don't know what
Lord.
goes on there besides Tom Brady and his boys. But
I don't leave my house and my name that often, so I don't know if news in the report.
Well, we are going to recap the news and have a little banter along with it as well. And if there's anybody joining us right now, if you got some comments, we'd love to hear it, and we'll try and get to them as well. But yeah, I guess the biggest news that came out of May so far is that other than the Wish being booked, we're going to talk about that in just a second, is that Disney Cruise Line has received approval from the CDC to begin test sailings. With the CDC okay, now I know that there's a lot of angles to this. There's a lot of moving angles as far as lawsuits and whatnot. So we'll see where it goes. But as it's set up right now, the CDC is requiring 98% of passengers and 95% of crew to be vaccinated to skip the test sailings. And that's what Celebrity is hoping to do. And I'm not sure if I have the sail date, Christy. Do you know for Celebrity?
June 27th, I think. I don't know the date.
No, it's okay. I know it's coming up sometime soon in June. And so we'll see. Allegedly, that's going to be the first one to set sail. They haven't done test sailing, so they're going to theoretically go vaccinated. But that's, like I said, up in the air as far as things go. But as far as Disney goes,
so most people would be vaccinated. And that's how they allow some kids to still cruise, is that they don't need every single person. They need most of the people on board to be vaccinated. So a few kids could squeak in or whatever.
Correct. So like in those sailings, there's probably not going to be as many kids as a Disney sailing, right?
Well, ever. There's never going to be as many kids on a Celebrity cruise as a Disney cruise.
Yeah.
Even over major school holidays, there's still like a small percentage of children.
Right.
Versus the
so
others.
Disney obviously has opted into the test sailing scenario along with Royal Caribbean and Carnival. They're both doing that. So with the number of families who sail on Disney with kids who are under 12 and unable to be vaccinated, this is going to be the best way for DCL to begin sailing. As we kind of talked about, in addition, being fought out in the courts right now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, did I say his last name right? I'm not sure. I'm not from Florida.
You got it.
Okay. Has banned cruise lines from asking for proof of vaccinations from guests. And this court battle is ongoing right now. So that is why Disney is doing these test sailings. Disney Cruise Line will begin their first
I don't
sailing.
actually think that's why Disney's doing this test sailings. I think Disney's doing the test sailings because they want to have children on board,
right,
to comply with the CDC. I think that they're not done with that issue about the DeSantis. I think they're just sort of like pushing it aside and ignoring it for now, personally.
Right. That's what I guess I was saying. Maybe I said that wrong, or that's what I meant to say. This is the way they're going to be able to sail soonest with kids.
Right.
Right. Okay. So Disney Cruise Line will begin their first sailing on June 29th out of Port Canaveral on the Disney Dream. It's going to be a 2-night test voyage. All the passengers will be volunteers. The ship must sail with at least a 10% capacity. And according to Scott Sanders over the Disney Cruise Line blog, these volunteers will be all current Disney cast members. That was as a couple days ago. He may have updated his post, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now. You guys hearing anything different down there, Christy, Steve?
No. But I haven't looked into it that much either.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have, like, general public's going to be able to volunteer to go.
Yeah. So we got a couple comments. Amber says, sign me up. And Carnival said they were setting up an app for pre-registering your vaccination as a workaround for the Florida law. So.
Well, isn't that the same thing? If they ask the question somewhere else, does it make it not? Is it like it never occurred?
I don't know. That's why I don't want to. I don't want to avoid the issue, but I'm not a lawyer. I think this
doesn't matter. You could be a lawyer. You still don't know the answer to this question. I don't know the answer to this question. It's not ready to be answered yet. It's still out there, and we're just going to ignore it.
Yeah, there's no precedent, right? There's like, this has never happened before. So they threatened to fine cruise lines like $5,000 for every passenger they asked for the vaccination. So
on the one hand, they sued the CDC saying they're being too restrictive and cruises need to be operating. On the other hand, they're going to go after the cruise lines. And by they, I mean DeSantis, for asking people to show their vaccination status.
It is the wacky world that we live in, isn't it?
I mean,
I did
wacky's an
confirm, by the
understatement.
way, that it is June 26th. So I had said the 27th. June 26th is Celebrity's first sailing. They on the edge with Captain Kate. We're very excited about this. There's a lot of Captain Kate fans that listen to this podcast. So we'll see. We'll follow along, see what happens.
Well, hello, Dennis. Good to see you in the chat room too, as well. Let's go on with news story number 2. Let's talk about the Disney Wish, Christy.
All right. So the Disney Wish began booking for their initial sailings out of Port Canaveral. The sailings are going to begin June of 2022. Bookings began May 17th for platinum cruises with 25 plus cruises. Not me. And are now open to everyone. Yay! So the inaugural sailing sold out during like the first few days of platinum bookings, and like the cabins went so quickly. And then the second official, we'll talk about a pre-sale that's going to occur, or pre-sailing that's going to occur before these. The second official sailing of the cruise was actually sponsored by DVC, and that had sold out on opening day 2. And I believe I heard that sold out by like noon. And then as of today, so June 17th is still available, and that would be like the first cruise that you can book on the Disney Wish. Most of the cabins, except for concierge. Concierge is unavailable, so the suite category is unavailable throughout the entire season, which is incredible because some of those cabins were amazing, but also, tuition to college type pricing. So, but amazing. And because they're short cruises, even those prices that are a little bit higher are still attainable by people, which is what makes it I think that's why they got booked up so quickly. You can still get on pretty much every sailing, except for those first 2. Some of the sailings, or many of the sailings, I should say, are now in guaranteed status where you're not actually picking your cabin and Disney's going to pick for you. So, and they do this when it starts to have too many that are booked up, things like that. So if you still want it on the Wish, you could get on the Wish. You just might not be able to pick your exact cabin. There are, though, we did look, and there are some weeks and some sailings and some categories that you can select the exact cabin that you want.
So, Steve, when you do the Florida residency rates, that's kind of the same thing a lot of times too. Is it guarantee status?
Yeah, there's been a few where we've been able to select our room, but it's mostly like guaranteed. And I mean, I don't know. I don't get too into, this is a great place to have a cabin. I've never had a bad cabin personally for me. I mean, I don't put me anywhere.
Just get on the ship, right?
Yeah, I could be a little bit. This is going to be off topic. I could be a little bit seasick at times, or I've been known to. I've really recently never really had an issue. There's one time we were in, like, if you go, it's actually countered to. If you go towards the upper decks, you kind of feel a little bit more of the sway, and from what I've encountered, and I've been in the aft, and that was a guaranteed room. They placed us on like deck 10, and that was the only time I could say I felt it a little bit. But the water happened to be rocky also, so I mean, obviously, so yeah, they'll just place you anywhere. But we've never had a bad cabin. In fact, we got one of those extended balconies once.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, those are really great. They're really cool. So,
and do you have a sense like how far out? Was it like 2 weeks or something like that? I'm trying to remember what people kind of say as far as like when you find out what cabin you've got.
Well, sometimes you could get it when you arrive at the port.
Yeah.
So they can definitely wait until the last day to give you your cabin category. So you have to be prepared for that.
That'd be rough if they give you your port on the last day. It's kind of like, I'm at Port Canaveral. It's leaving out of Miami.
Yeah, not port. Listen, it's been a long week, Steve. It's been a long week.
She's gonna come for you. She's gonna come for you.
Well, we're a little Starky. It's Friday night, right? The weekend is among us. So
Friday night.
Yeah.
It's been a long week. You guys made me get off my couch.
Dennis says, out of curiosity, I checked on available rooms next summer. The best I could do for the cruises I checked were guaranteed staterooms.
Yeah.
And I think, as we kind of said, that's kind of the case for a lot of them. I know the one that we're booked on, I looked at it, they had like inside staterooms you could pick, but everything else was guaranteed status. So it's probably going to be hit or miss depending upon which cruise you need or would like to go on. But at least you can get on the ship on most of them.
If you want to.
Just find the paid in full date and just watch a couple people drop off.
Oh, there will for sure be more availability as we get into the seasons ahead. And we haven't even gotten to the point where we have to pay our credit card bill if we've placed it on our credit card in the first place. So if you booked during the opening weeks, you haven't even paid that credit card bill yet. So I think there'll be some that'll drop off even as those credit card payments become due.
That's why the Fab 5 plastic Disney Visa comes out, because you get that 6-month interest-free Disney. Free money.
Yeah, so let's just mention that really quick. For people that don't know, if you have the Disney Visa credit card, which I happen to have sitting on my desk, they give you 6 months, same as cash, for packages. So if you book a Walt Disney World package or Disneyland package, which packages at Disneyland aren't as easy to come by, but or a cruise deposit or a cruise, you can get the 6 months same as cash. So if you put it on there and you want to think about it, or you know you're going to get a bonus in a few months or whatever's going to happen, you can make the small minimum payments each month. The credit card statement will tell you if you want the interest free, you pay this amount of money. And so you can make those little payments and then not pay off the deposit in full. And if you booked 1 million cruises like me, you can have more time to pay for them.
That's right. And then ask for Disney gift cards for your birthdays and your anniversaries and your Christmas, and you can keep paying down your cruises and your vacations in little increments, and you can find them discounted at times too. So
yeah. So the one thing to keep in mind about that is that if you end up canceling your cruise, those payments are going back to the gift card. So make sure you save it. If it's over $1,000, because Disney maxes out their gift cards for some reason at $1,000, Disney will actually have to send you gift card numbers for the rest of the gift cards. So just all random things to keep in mind. And then, you don't get that money back. So if you were canceling a cruise in any cabin but concierge, you could have the deposit back up until final payment. But if you do pay it on a gift card, it goes on there. So just, stuff to keep in mind.
You had a point before we started recording, Christy, about cabins coming back, or was that just what you made? Is like you'll probably see cabins coming back as time goes along, as people start to cancel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought, I looked to see if anything would. The 3-day hold was in place for everything but the maiden voyage, right?
Yes, but concierge was a 2-day hold.
2-day hold. I was wondering if they were going to pop back up. They really didn't. It was crazy. People knew, because if you looked at how much they increased too, it was pretty significant. I mean, everybody was somewhat okay with some of the. I mean, if you know the cruise line, right? You were like, oh, okay, they're not as bad as I thought.
Right.
Whatever your reaction.
No,
is.
for real. No, you're right. It wasn't.
But then if you didn't get into your booking window, it's gone up significantly, 10, 15%, sometimes 20% in some instances. So.
All right, well, let's move on to story number 3, Steve, when you're ready. Although we had one other comment. Serena says, I wish a Little Mermaid room for the second season of the Wish sailing. So I don't know if they're going to retheme them that fast. Probably it'd be the first dry dock if they even did something like that. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. All right, on to story number 3.
Okay. Disney Cruise Line is in talks with the Port Everglades to set up a it would be a third Florida port, I guess, right?
I think they term it as a second because the ship is going to be based there the whole time or ported there the whole time.
I see.
Where Miami's really not a home port because the Magic's only there, for part of the year.
Gotcha. So we have, as part of, I guess, the Triton class, right? We have 2 more ships coming after the Wish before 2025. So they're looking for additional space, and so we're targeting the Port Everglades. For those of you who don't know, that's right outside Fort Lauderdale. And so if this goes through, one of the existing ships will be based out of Port Everglades. And of note, of course, there's no, at the moment, it cannot handle an LNG ship. So something like the Wish, I do not think it could accommodate, or any newer ships. I saw today that the Mardi Gras, I think, was in Port Canaveral, which my mom is going on in a few months.
Really?
Yeah, you can have her on. She's a talker.
Yeah, have her come on. That'd be fun.
I have a client. I have a client booked on the Mardi Gras as well for December.
I'm totally curious about that ship.
she's October or December. I'll let you know which one.
Okay.
All
right, on with the news story.
Yeah, and so I'm going to let you say it, Steve. Right? What your guess for the ship that you think is going to be there full time when they finalize it? There's speculation on the Fantasy, but you believe it is.
No. Okay. So speculation is the Fantasy and the Wish will stay in Port Canaveral. The Fantasy will keep doing the 7 days. The Wish will take over the Dreams, 3 and 4 day class sailings out of Port Canaveral, which pushes the Dream down to Port Everglades, is my guess. And then they will continue to have the Magic kind of, do one-off cruises when she's not in Europe. And then the Wonder also will probably be in Galveston, New Orleans, because New Orleans still has a couple more years, at least on what they've signed off down there. And so my guess is that it will be the Dream that's going to be ported there, unless they decide to send the Dream to the West Coast and fill her up to Alaska and start doing those Mexico cruises. And then maybe they'll just put the Wonder in Port Everglades.
Oh, Steve.
I thought the life cycle of a ship was about 20 years. And the Wonder and the Magic are over that now. And you think they're going to try to push 25, 30 out of them? Is that, I really don't know how long they can keep these operational or what they can retrofit them with, or at one point they sell off the asset. But I was just on the Magic, a couple months before shutdown, still in pretty good condition. But with the 3 new, this is all speculative. The 3 new ships. Do you think that there's an end game for the Magic and the Wonder? This is a terrible topic for folks.
Well, before we speculate on that, let's just talk about Port Everglades. Have you sailed out of there? Have either of you guys sailed out of there?
I have several times.
What are your thoughts?
So the best thing is it is so close to the airport. So, and Dennis just did ask, where is Port Everglades located in relation to Miami? So it's about 45 minutes away. The beauty of it is that 45 minutes from the Miami port, you could fly into either FLL, which is Fort Lauderdale Airport, or the Miami Airport, and make it to either port very seamlessly. So like the distance from where I live in Michigan to the airport in Michigan is 50 minutes, which is longer than 50 minutes to an hour, which is longer than the distance, that you would travel if you flew into FLL or if you flew into Miami. So it's a very convenient location because there's 2 major airports and you can look to find your flight that matches your cruise schedule very easily. The one problem with the FLL Fort Lauderdale Airport is, it's under construction, so hopefully that'll be done, but it's small and like to the point where there's literally not a seat to be had when you're leaving on a cruise weekend. So like you get off your cruise ship, you go to the airport, not one seat to put a butt in. So that, I guess, would be the one problem with that airport. But it's small. It's because it's so small, it's really easy to navigate. So
Steve, have you sailed out of there?
I haven't sailed out of Port Everglades. I've been to the Fort Lauderdale Airport. Yeah, it is small, but to me, it's a lot more convenient and more my speed than Miami is. Miami is it's pretty chaotic and extremely busy.
And so big.
Yeah, huge place to navigate. And
sorry, guys, keep talking. I got a little technical difficulty. I'll fix it here in just a second, but keep talking about that.
Yes,
all good, sir. All good, sir. One thing we're capable of is talking. So I actually am excited about this. It's, of course, we live in Tampa. It would be slightly closer, and I think just a more convenient port to leave from. So I'm excited about the potential there. And there's a lot of ships. Chrissy, they have larger class ships that leave. They do, right?
Yes.
They can accommodate big ships.
One of the Royal Caribbean Allure Oasis, one of them is always flip-flopping and is out of FLL as well, or out of Port Everglades. So
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And I was going to look this up too. So for people that are cruising out of there, there's a transfer company called SAS, and it's actually, so Dennis, you can write this down. The website is ridesas.com, and it is like $22 or some like really small price that you can use to get from one port to the other. So if you fly into Miami and need to get to Port Everglades or the other way around, it goes between the two. So it's really convenient.
So, sorry, I'm kind of jumping back into the middle and I lost my voice. So hold on just a second.
You had to revamp the dial-up. I heard the "You Got Mouse" slogan in the background.
We've lost him.
Yeah.
Now there's silence.
I lost my voice there for a second. No, my camera, I forgot to plug it in. It was like on the internet. And so then the internet kicked off, which is kicks the camera off. So I apologize to that, everybody. I kind of get the feeling that Fort Lauderdale is a lot like Orange County trying to get to Disneyland. Like trying to get into Orange County, sometimes it's a little bit more expensive, although Dennis is saying it's cheaper. But it's definitely a smaller airport where, LAX, you can always get into and out of there, but a little further away as far as sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. So I'm excited about it. I think if they do this, hopefully they'll have their own building so they won't have to share it like they do down in Miami. And so they can
make it cute.
Yeah, they can theme it out a little bit. So, all right. Anything else about, we could go back to your topic quick as far as the Magic and the Wonder, Steve. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good.
I have no sense as to, I guess in some ways you think that like when they come with the next two ships, maybe that will be the time that the Wonder and the Magic, one of them will retire.
Man, people are going to revolt.
I know. Allison says, I will be sad when the Magic and Wonder retire because I love the classic ship size. But like that's an advantage for them right now too, is just having that smaller size they can go to a lot of different ports and not have to fill up a full ship like the Dream or the Fantasy or something like that too.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting. I would hate to see those two ships in like somebody else's colors. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My guess is maybe they tried. I don't know what the engineering behind retrofitting older ships like that is. As long as the steel is there, you're good. I don't know what you could do about your engine and everything else. But
other cruise lines take them over, so it's not like they go. Yes, there is. Doug Parker actually has sometimes on cruise radio. He'll do episodes with people that have either like gone in search of previous cruises. And by the way, I did not get the memo that we were having a beer with this recording, and I am very disappointed in my water right now.
This is water. This is a Michelob Ultra.
I would just
I'm
like
sorry,
to
they're
say,
not going to sponsor. This is practically Poland Spring. Sorry.
And this is why we don't have a legitimate sponsor, because
definitely not going to be Disney. You guys are drinking on air. The Doug Parker, he has episodes where he's actually covered some of these ships that go to the ship graveyard. So if that is interesting to you, which it's super fascinating, it would be. But this actually made me really concerned about the Wonder leaving in the next couple of years. And so therefore, I am going to need to book another cruise because I need to get on the Wonder one more time. I must get on the Wonder one more time.
That was my first ship I was ever on, 2001.
That was the second ship, though, right?
It was the second ship. Yeah, okay. It was the second ship.
So she's got to have time, because if they're going to get rid of the Magic, which I don't see them rushing to do that.
No, but it's 20 plus years, right? I don't know how. I'm sure they have an end game in mind, but I was just thinking about positioning of ports and where of ships, where they'll end up, and there's always speculation about. When I was listening to, I think it was the head of the Carnival Cruise. I think I might have sent you this video the other day. They talked about the biggest emerging market is in China, and in Asia, right?
Yeah.
So Disney has 3 parks in Asia, right? Am I wrong? So they have presence. So who knows? All speculation for now. But let's enjoy. By 2025, that'll be 6 ships, right? No, 7.
7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, the Wonder was our first ship too. So she's a great ship. All right, should we go on to the next news story?
Yes.
Steve, you want to do the free, or somebody want to do the free trip one, or should I do it?
I want to do it.
All right, you do that one.
Have you done one yet? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
What I'm laughing about is because I got into a Twitter fight with Chris. It wasn't a fight, but let me tell you the news story. Win a free trip on Disney Cruise Line's newest ship. Be the first to sail on her through Disney Cruise Line's Year of Wishes sweepstakes. Listen up, people. Disney is giving away a free cruise every month between now and March of 2022. Is that the right math? Each month, Disney will host a giveaway with a new theme. You'll follow Disney Cruise Line on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can, once the theme is released, post a photo to your social media feed. I cannot read today. With your wish related to the theme, and use the hashtags Year of Wishes and sweepstakes. I'm assuming, right, Steve? The prize includes a 3-night DCL cruise for 4 people on the Disney Wish with the tentative sail date of, are you ready for it? June 5th, which for any of those math people out there, or numbers people, that's before the inaugural.
Oh, that's before, right?
It includes 4 round-trip airfare tickets to MCO, which Steve and I won't need if we are still located in Florida.
So they'll save money.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
so they should pick you guys, right?
They need to pick us. You get a 1-night standard hotel room in Walt Disney World. I would still want to stay there. And ground transportation from the airport to the port and back, and all the different places of transportation, which is actually interesting because Disney's not even doing Magical Express next year. You can find out more information with the rules and regulations at yearofwishes.com. All right, people, listen, I'm only going to take one of the free cabins as a prize winner because I like to win my prizes. And this is what we got into an argument on Instagram. It wasn't Twitter, it was Instagram. One of our listeners actually said that I don't get to just win them all and that Chris should win. And while I agree a little bit to that, Chris can come in my cabin. So I can win a cabin, and if he doesn't win one, he can just take be the 4th person and sleep in the sparkly bunk bed.
You're competitive like my wife.
I'm very competitive, and I like to win prizes. And who doesn't want to win a cruise on the Wish?
But why are we telling everybody about this? And our chances are going down. Let's be selfish here.
That's okay. I'm lucky. I'll still win.
I mean, let's be fair. All these folks that are tuning in right now, they already know about it, right?
Yeah.
So, I didn't realize it's prior to so usually, right? One of you guys might have mentioned this. Before a maiden voyage, there is like a media and company sailing usually, right?
So, I mean, I don't know how Disney's going to do it. I guess we could look back and figure out. NCL has done it. The last couple of ships that they've done, they picked up the ship in Bremerhaven after it does the tests, and it does the media sail over to Southampton.
Okay.
So,
but even still, NCL has still done pre-inaugurals in the United States because travel agents that I know have been on them. And so there will be more than Celebrity one. Edge did like 6 or 4 or 6 pre-inaugurals. And if you recall, I did win 2. And it was Kate Becker who commented on our YouTube channel that it was her that told me not to win. But Katie, I can win too. Thank you very much.
Do you know how bad? I mean, if you were on there and I was getting off watching folks in the port getting on the maiden voyage who paid $10,000 for a balcony room, and I just got on a free cruise prior to the maiden on Disney's newest ship, which they haven't had a new ship in 9 years. It would be 10 years by that point. The amount of dunking and gloating I would do on everyone I would be embarrassed. Or those folks would be embarrassed. Like, children, guess what I just did before you? And mom and dad just spent your college money on this.
And you know what else? There's usually nothing. They don't charge for anything typically during those maiden voyages.
Oh my God. Would they? Never mind. I shouldn't. Is this?
Yes.
This is
except for gift shop purchases. That most of everything else is included.
I would be like Will Ferrell in Old School when he just starts streaking from excitement.
No, I'm sure you have to sign something that says he won't do that.
Probably. I think it would be frowned upon. I apologize for the image and all the folks commenting at home.
Yeah, I did visualize that a little bit.
All right. So
yeah, sorry, please don't. I did not realize it was prior to the maiden voyage. This is okay. Now I'm going to participate.
You got to
Why
jump on
wouldn't
that,
you
right?
anyway?
Because
Who isn't participating?
I don't
You
like
post a
setting-
picture, free
I don't
cruise.
want to set myself up for failure. I don't like that feeling.
I just like to believe I'm going to win, and then
that's how I feel about life, though. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, I am so not going to win this game.
Yeah. All right, we get a couple comments. Chad says nope, he's gonna win.
He can win one. There's plenty of spaces. We can all win, Chad. Share.
Yeah.
Chad as in Chad from the DVC
from Wisconsin.
News.
No.
Chad from, okay, sorry. Okay, Chad from Wisconsin. Hi, Chad.
Yeah. And to go back to the Wonder, poor Jennifer, she's like had 3 cruises canceled. She hasn't been on the Wonder yet. That's the one she's missing on her Grand Slam. So hopefully it's going to come true this year, next year. I can't remember when your next one's booked, Jennifer.
Yeah, hopefully you have one booked and you can eat beignets, and it will be amazing whenever you get on her. And all of this makes me just think I've got to figure out when I can fit the Wonder into my schedule.
I caught it in Miami in 2016 with my son's first cruise. He was 8 months, and I didn't realize they were. Well, I mean, it might have not been announced, but they dry docked it right after, and it was before a new restaurant. So it's a great ship. It was awesome.
It is. So the first one's already out, right? Have you posted, Christy? I haven't seen yours, I guess.
I haven't yet.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to let it take the 26 more days or whatever in June, but I've got time.
Yeah.
I haven't posted this week. It was a week. It's been a week.
You could do it on Twitter, right? I don't have a public Instagram.
Yeah. Can I do it everywhere, by the way?
You can do it on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And MySpace.
I don't
know.
know.
That's not a thing still. I was just listening to that episode today.
I don't use Facebook. Somebody take me. Maybe I'll have my wife do it.
You could post it on Twitter, though.
All right, I'll post on Twitter. All right.
Yeah. All right. Anything else about winning a free trip? Other than this fixes in if Christy wins?
Take me with you. Please, if I don't win, I'm gonna win though, right? I want to win. I'm putting it out there. I am going to win.
Oh wow. She put it out in the universe, folks.
She's got the positive karma and you get the negative over at your house, Steve. So
that's because he doesn't put it out there.
We'll see which one it ends up at.
There's no way.
But in all honesty, if any of you guys win out there, I hope you do. Let us know, because it'd be fun to hear about it, and it'd be fun to celebrate that with you guys too. So all right,
let me just say, if any of our listeners win, it is a requirement. I'm putting this out there right now that you come on and do a trip report after. Like after. Yep. So just so you know, you have work to do. If you're going to win, there's an obligation.
And I'll pay you to take me. A lot.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Steve's a lot of entertainment. We hooked up in Tampa one time, and so he would be a fun 3-day person to cruise with. All right, so
comments I could make. Go on.
What do we got here? Okay, on to the next news story. Well, we talked about cruises to Alaska. There was speculation that maybe the Wonder would sail to Alaska this year, but the rumor is that the Wonder will not be sailing to Alaska this year. However, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Carnival, NCL, and a bunch of other ones like Silver Seas and a bunch of other cruise lines are all lining up to sail to Alaska this summer out of Seattle. So if you want to make it up to Alaska and are willing to try a different cruise line out, it looks like there's going to be a potential for you to do so. Any thoughts? No.
That's great.
I mean,
good for them for having a season.
Yeah.
DCL hasn't officially canceled it though, right? Not all of it. There's a lot of it, but not all of it.
No, they have not. There's nothing official. That's just rumor mill that they're probably not going to be sailing to Alaska this year.
They are the more conservative bunch, but who would have thought they were going to England?
Right. Yeah, I know that is true. Right.
So, okay.
All right. Who wants to do my favorite one for tonight?
Shopping.
Chris,
I can do that.
Jump in there.
I can do that. There, I didn't even know this. There's 2 different shopping venues at Walt Disney World. There is the newest. What's that?
For your Disney Cruise Line merch.
Oh yeah, sorry, for Disney Cruise Line merch. Apologies. The latest shop is at the Yacht Club Resort. I knew there was one. There's also one at Disney Springs, correct?
Yes.
Still there. The market at Ale and Compass will feature an array of DCL merchandise this summer. I also did see, if you guys go on YouTube, there's also stuff at the not Cast Connection, the outlets.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of Star Wars Day at Sea stuff. A lot of Disney Cruise Line in general.
And I'm gonna be excited about it.
If you want to go check it out, not just that, but you can look on YouTube for people's updates on what's in those outlets. They turn over quite a bit. There's DCL Inspired Snacks as well. Luggage, hats, champagne glasses. Visit the Allen Compass Lounge at Martha's Vineyard to try the Pirate's Nest cocktail, a drink inspired from the fleet featuring rum, mango, ginger, green tea, pineapple, and lemon juices, ginger beer, agave syrup, and bitters. Oh, that sounds good. I love ginger.
That all sounds very good. I think we're going to need to do an excursion over there to try it out.
Yeah, this is just beyond apparel. Obviously, this also has some food and some drinks that's inspired as well. Very smart. Whoever had that idea is quite clever. Bonus to that person, man, woman, or other. Pretty cool.
And as you said, of course, DCL has the shop in the Co-op building located in Disney Springs. Have either of you guys been there? Do they have? Have you seen what they have available?
Oh, at the Ale and Compass. I mean, at the
the Co-op.
Well, I've been to the Co-op. I bought you a hat.
Well, I was throwing it out there as a rhetorical question. Not all the listeners know that.
I was there. I was there.
Okay, so thoughts on the merchandise available?
There's no way my wife is letting me buy any of that stuff.
Okay.
What? Not one thing?
No. She saw a $60 polo shirt and she was like, absolutely not. I was like, all right.
I bought all the things.
Did you?
So many things.
There's some cool stuff in there for sure. I just I don't know. My cousin. I have some folks that are former cast members, and when they're in the Cast Connection store, they've actually sent me a couple things from Disney Cruise Line. That's my inside connection. So I usually wait for the heavy discount, if you will. But it's pretty cool. If you like, I really do like those dry fit shirts, kind of, like the Nike branded, almost like golf polos. I saw a lot of that. Hats, right, Christy?
They had
Spirit stuff.
Some Spirit jerseys. They had the cute, like, family sizing of the fancier shirts. I don't know what are they called? Hawaiian type shirts.
Oh yeah,
not Hawaiian.
Right,
Disney Cruise Line inspired.
Right.
And then they have mugs, wine glasses, some bags. They had a lot of cute stuff, shirts.
Yeah, it's just Disney Springs right now. It's a little rough for me. It's crowded.
Yeah, so you go early during the week.
Yeah,
then you have a little bit better luck, and definitely leave by dark.
Yeah, but I'd love to get over. Now, here's the thing: it's hard to get into the resort still, right? If you don't have a reservation.
Yes.
So, how do you get in and go check?
Have a reservation. So you can.
You could walk over from Epcot if you really were adventurous.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you're showing up at Yacht Club or you're showing up at Beach Club, you go to the parking lot at Boardwalk, can you just say, hey, I'd like to check out the pop-up shop? It doesn't sound like that's happening right now. So that's
sometimes.
Yeah. It's getting better.
So
it's restricted for a while. They took my license. I told you, they took my license plate a couple of times, which was highly unusual. But Boardwalk is a very small...
I remember you telling me they actually took your plate.
Oh, he took my plate. Yeah, they took my plate.
They get a plate off. Like he had a screwdriver and he's out there.
No, not physically.
No,
he took a picture of it.
They didn't physically take it off.
What's in your tea? What is in your tea?
Mine is. It's been a long week. Lovely glass of water.
That was
amazing. You said he took my plate. What do you want me to think?
When you write down somebody's plate,
he took a picture of it.
You got that right?
Apparently. Either way, I have successfully mobile ordered at various resorts, but there was that time I will not forget over spring break that they were not wanting me to get in.
Yeah.
At the Polynesian. And eventually I literally was near tears because the idea of going home with no dinner really made me sad that particular night.
Which is crazy because it's not even open.
I know.
Polynesian's not like the hotel side's not open. So you would think that the parking lot was, I mean, they do that at very busy times, and I understand that they're trying to throttle that flow. But anyway, that's
and that was right around the time that some moron put on TikTok that you could buy a cookie and cancel your cookie and park at the resorts so you can get over. So because of that, they had to be more strict. So they're still strict-ish.
I don't see that going away either. But
you can make a reservation. Like right now, the Cape May has just started the dinner. Dinner and breakfast again. And so you can make reservations because they exist because it has just opened for that restaurant. And then you can walk through the 2 resorts to get to the yacht club.
Next week, Steve, maybe when walk over from Hollywood Studios. I'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
It's a really long walk.
Well, we kind of transitioned into Walt Disney World updates. Any like major updates? I know the mask. I don't want to get in the mask thing, but
oh my God, you're so funny about that.
No, it's not so much funny about it, but we could debate that for like half an hour and not get anywhere.
Well, I don't think we need to debate it, but
what's that?
What?
Have you been since the mask removal? I have.
Okay,
so we had a reservation. So we had a reservation to go to Magic Kingdom prior to there, and then so we're getting ready to go, and the day before they're like, oh, outside you don't have to wear a mask anymore. Now this is also the time that capacity is increasing. I mean, and I'll be real. I mean, there's no social distancing doesn't exist anymore, and I don't. However you feel about that, but it's not there. It's not enforced, and they're removing a lot of the stuff. Now, I personally feel completely fine without a mask outdoors. It's cool. I have kids. But the thing about it that's interesting, what it creates, and I can understand how swiftly these decisions are made and how people get upset, is just because they just weren't prepared. They may be there on a long vacation. Again, I live an hour away. You live close. We can choose not to go or to go. People that are in the midst of their vacation, or even cast members that were sleeping that night, then had to get the memo like literally the next day, in the morning there. So it was very, very, very swift and hasty change. But you still have the option to obviously continue to wear it. And I have young kids, so we, kept it on them. But it's hard to ask them to do it and then be like, "Oh, mom and dad don't have to do it because we're, vaccinated and so on." So
I'm assuming you wore your mask.
Yeah, we continued to comply and do that. And again, that's up to you. And now, obviously, the news has been out there for a couple of weeks, and you have decisions to make. I understand that there's a lot of people who cannot or do not want to get vaccinated, and obviously children under 12 cannot. So you have decisions to make. I will say that it was, to me, at this point, it's completely fine. It's not alarming to me. I saw today also that cast members can now do it outside, like the parking attendants and stuff. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. So, look, you're almost around no one as the parking attendant. You're not interacting with anybody. It's today was unbelievably humid outside.
It was gross.
And hot. And they're sitting there for their, 4, 6, 8 hour shift, whatever it is. They seemed really happy to not have to do that. And they're not interacting with anybody. And so I think that worked out for them as well. So this will continue to evolve. Obviously, today, another sort of related news item, I think in Orange County, the positivity rate is down to 4.7%. And locally, that threshold means it's below 5%, which means that they can have all mask removal for indoors and outdoors within Orange County. Obviously, Universal already rolled back everything. So you'll see this continue to evolve. So, but yeah, who knows? Who knows what comes? I'm just getting to the point where I'm ready to announce the news that they're going to put up fireworks. And at this point, it's all about money.
They pretty much have no excuses left, right? Because
all about money.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're running out of COVID is the reason why we're changing things.
Right. And the menus, can we get some food back too?
Yes. Let me give you another news related. Let me give you something that was absolutely ridiculous about our last trip. You're stuffing people into rides and you don't have masks and so on. but we couldn't. We were waiting for 3 boats to go back to the Wilderness Lodge because we outdoors on a boat had to do alternate rows. What are we doing?
But the rest of nothing else has alternate rows.
I have no idea what's happening. Like, it's just like people were like, "Oh my God, can we please get on this boat? Can we?"
And the buses are sitting people inside a bus, enclosed bus, every single seat.
It's all becoming. It's all sort of unraveling as far as the consistency. And I'm sorry, this is a little commentary, but it's a little theatrical in a way. So, there are still some of those things where I'm like, "What? Why aren't you filling this boat? I just got off a ride that we refilled." So there you go. There's the news on that.
Well, I think you said it well, Stephen, as far as it's each family or individual's decision as to how they feel. It's definitely an interesting moment in time to see how people react psychologically as we went into the pandemic, and now as we kind of come out of the pandemic as well, as far as what you feel is rushed and what you don't. I just went to Costco today, and our Costco doesn't require masks up here in Oregon. And so it was still probably about 60% of the people wearing masks. But we've got a pretty good vaccination rate in Oregon, at least where we live. And so I'm guessing that a lot of people are still wearing masks, even though they've been vaccinated. I'm like you, Steve. Like, sometimes I don't wear it outside. Sometimes I do. I don't know. It's just definitely a psychological thing as people come out of it.
Yeah. I mean, is Bill Gates listening to this conversation? Probably. But hey, the microchip is in. I mean, I have an Amazon device that's probably listening to everything as well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my wife and I went. We were talking about a friend who's a cop the other day, and I got home and I clicked on Facebook, and I had an ad to get a job as a sheriff out in South Dakota. I was like, it's amazing. It's amazing how that works.
It sounds like the plot of a movie.
It does. Chris, you're just shaking your head. You could comment, because I know that you have some stronger feelings.
You like to cut my comments off.
I did not cut your comments off.
Cut off by the man. It's fine.
I did not cut your comments off.
I didn't know. I didn't speak over you, did I?
No, you didn't.
No.
Okay.
You guys are
I
fine.
take great pride in that.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
And there's no problems. And Steve is it's mostly in jest with Steve. No, it's fine. It's just, I have no comments. I have a comment. The CDC said people that are vaccinated can take off your masks. Children can't be vaccinated. All these companies are getting rid of their mask requirements without taking into account that unvaccinated people are walking around. And so, yes, we have a choice, and that's fine, and I'll stay home. And I guess that's what we'll do for a while. And I'm going to watch what's happening to the numbers. But, we've gone 15 months without getting COVID. I don't really want to bring COVID into my house now.
You don't want to be the last person, right?
So it's just, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's a lot of people that are going to feel that way, and they have every right to. So, you could feel things shift. And, it's also, I think they have a lot of logistical things to work out. As far as increasing capacity, bringing back live entertainment, crowd control, making sure that they're, if you're, like I said, at this point, there's a lot of things that are just pure theater. And so I'm just like, you know what, just bring in the fireworks and start opening up the restaurants and so on. And if it's about personal liability and personal responsibility in some matter at this point and mitigating risks, then just go for it, because otherwise we're all meandering out in common areas in the public, and it's just going to create a lot of crowd flow problems. So we'll see what they're going to do. I'm sure they're analyzing all their data and getting their research together about how many people in the parks, what they're consuming, where they're going, so on and so forth. And I'm sure that they're having they have to retrain a lot of people and hire new potentially for a lot of these things that are opening. And Walt Disney World is a much bigger, more complex place than, say, Universal is, for example, who seems to be operating a little more efficiently and almost normally on some levels. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming months. Be more news next month. There you go.
definitely.
That's your beat reporter, your Florida beat reporter on the ground in the maskless Disney World,
in the parks,
walking
stirring it
around
up.
with Moderna flowing through his veins.
All right. Any other news topics, guys, that you can think of that we need to touch on?
Oh, did you want to talk about DVC? Is that was that so? I probably should have talked about this before we just started talking about this. But the DVC points is the requirement for the blue card. Is that actual fact now, or is it still rumor?
Yeah, I thought it went into effect. Am I wrong, Steve?
Are they pushing it to 150?
Yeah, starting June 3rd.
Oh wow, really? I
Yeah.
didn't see. I must have missed that. I thought it's 125 now, right?
Yeah.
But then there was a rumor, so I don't know if it became more than a rumor and a requirement.
It may have been a rumor on that. Well, let's move on to the next one, and that is that Avengers Campus opened at Disneyland today for everybody else. There's several people have gone in and spent some time in Avengers Campus. I'll give a huge shout out to Disney Deciphered, Joe and Leslie. Leslie was able to go down there. They will have a podcast out here soon covering her time in Disneyland at Avengers Campus, and Chris and Seth will be going there. I can't remember when they're going. It's not this weekend. I think it's next weekend.
Right.
Was it his birthday or is it, or just he's just going to? I thought it was an occasion. Never mind.
I think it's not his because I think his is later in the summer. Okay. They are going soon.
Yeah.
And did you see? So yes, Avengers Campus, very exciting to a lot of people. Did you see? Even this is even cool to me. Seriously, I have no words, you guys. I'm so sorry. The Imagineer people talking about the Spider-Man.
Yes.
They're animatronic.
Animatronic Spider-Man.
Animatronics. Yep.
That thing is insane.
Yeah, you watched the video, right? The him slinging.
Yes.
Did you watch the whole pre-show?
Oh God, no. I mean, first of all, it was on past my bedtime, but no.
Oh, it is. Oh, sorry. Somebody commented that it is 150. It's official yesterday.
Yeah, Chad said that. Yeah, so 150 yesterday. We don't have to talk about that, but it was just kind of interesting that it did go back up. So it's getting more expensive DVC if you want the blue card, which is a whole nother topic. But once Chris and Seth go, we will definitely have them on and we'll talk about their experiences at Avengers Campus. I'm sure he'll be covering all of the food with.
Lost Steven.
Pim's Kitchen, I think, or something like that. And also just the rides themselves, or the Spider-Bot ride, which is going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a second ride, right? That they didn't open yet. It's not ready.
I think, I don't even know. I mean, there's like so much news that came out. I thought there's like a second ride that's in the works, but has not come out yet.
Okay. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. It was very crowded
like
today when I saw. So very crowded, which is no surprise. But
everybody's wearing their masks because Florida has different coronavirus than California.
Isn't it? It's all getting very silly, right? Like whatever you think, it's all getting a little bit silly. But anyway, there's a ton of. There's also the Grand Floridian Villas. Right? The DVC
yeah.
The extension over at Grand Floridian, right? The Boo Bash.
Yeah, we have not talked. So another thing of Walt Disney World really quick, so not related to cruise line at all, but Boo Bash, the pricing came out and the schedule came out. Steve typically go to the Not So Scary?
We wanted, my kids were very, I mean, the last time it ran, they were very young. It's just a little too late for them.
I get it.
So we haven't been to any after parties. I would like to.
Do you still want to?
This particular one?
Yeah. With this particular pricing. With
this pricing, I would rather you hit me in the face than pay the prices. I'd rather you put. I've heard after hours.
Very expensive.
They're and you get a $10 DVC discount, which is I don't even know what to say.
Still very expensive.
It's extremely expensive. I'm happy for all the folks that are going to get to go. What's the price? Can we look at the price real quick? What is the pricing on it?
I mean, it goes up to $200 over on Halloween. So I will say that I was originally going to take, and it's down to like 88 or something like that. Ooh, now I'm making the noise. It's down to like 88 or something like that over September. So early on in the season, it's not as expensive. Maybe August, September. But I was originally going to send my husband and son, and now I'm kind of, I mean, it's late anyway. My son would have to stay up. So I think we're just going to go we'll do it another year for him.
Yeah. I mean, people like after hours events. I've heard they're a lot of fun. We've thought about them before. It's just, I have an almost 4 and an almost 6-year-old. So the opportunity really never presented itself. We've never even made it to fireworks as a family. Like, we're usually, if we're back at the resort, we're watching them from the resort or from whatever. Like, I don't even deal with the crowd getting out of Magic Kingdom at night with my kids. It just really seems difficult to me. But
Jennifer, sorry.
Go ahead.
Jennifer did ask if she said, can we buy tickets for our dates within our resort reservation until the 15th? So I believe they go on sale the 8th if you have a resort reservation, and then you can buy them before the general public. Everybody can buy them after the 15th.
And she also says, sending my kids, not worth the $159, $169 for me for our October date, and no AP discount for then as well. The one thing I'm seriously curious about is, for this price, if it's as crowded as a normal Halloween party,
I know
that would be
there's no
rough.
There would be a riot. It's
a coup.
It's an after hours event. They're supposed to be. It's almost like a VIP event because you're paying that much. I would liken it to almost a Magic Moonlight kind of situation if you've done any DVC Magic Moonlight. So after hours events, people have done 15 rides in Magic Kingdom. They've done Seven Dwarfs 4 times, with a 10-minute wait. But the model previously, what people were getting turned off even by the not so scary parties because capacities increased steadily over the years. And so, yes, the ticket prices are not as much, but you're really paying more for it's not a ride heavy event. It's candy, parades, entertainment, costumes. It's effectively trick-or-treating inside Disney World with Disney World level entertainment. And for some people that's worth it, and you get fireworks, right?
And the Boo to You parade.
Yeah, this I would imagine is going to be characters that are at a distance. You're going to be able to have costumes. I don't know how they're going to be able to facilitate like candy or any of that stuff that they might give out, or any items that may be included. And then you're going to go on rides, which maybe some of which, like previously Space Mountain, has had an overlay on it, right? For Halloween, they change up the music. Some rides get a little bit of an overlay, and themed for seasonal stuff. So maybe you get a little touch of that. And maybe, is there a stage show?
Oops.
No?
Got him.
Yeah, there was the Sanderson sisters or whatever it is.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be, 14,000 vloggers there the first day, and we'll all get a chance to see what it's like.
All right, as we finish up here, and I'm losing my voice again, which is driving me crazy. Anything else on that, you guys?
No.
All right. A couple other comments. Jenny says the yacht club is very limited in DCL selections. It's only worth it if you're in the area. Otherwise, not worth the walk. So,
thanks.
So maybe if you happen to be staying over their beach club or yacht club, maybe pop in there and take a look. Otherwise, maybe if you're over at Disney Springs, it might be better to go to that one. What else do we have? Jennifer also said, are you talking any Star Wars? Did any Star Wars news come out? Since Dennis is kind and active in here. You know what? In all honesty, I know if you're still there, Dennis, we need to do a podcast with you because, I mean, there's like so much Star Wars stuff that is coming out here recently with the Halcyon, the new Star Wars hotel. I think that would be a fun thing to talk a little bit about. Christy, you might have to skip that episode, or you can join us if you want.
I'd be happy to book it for people.
I would, what I would want? I want somebody.
But we'll have to.
Can someone pay for Christy to go on this? This would be an amazing episode, right?
So, all right, Dennis says anytime I'm game. We'll have to get Dennis on, and
we hear everything still, Steve.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's my internet. I'm sorry, it's my internet that's slowing down. Okay, sorry guys. Anyways, Dennis says, anytime, I'm game. So we'll put something together and have a little Star Wars talk with Dennis and bring him on. So I think that'd be a lot of fun. I guess as we get out of here tonight, guys, anything else? Any news stories? We kind of went off the deep end there after talking some Disney Cruise Line stuff, but the action's over at Walt Disney World right now in Disneyland. So lots of things going on there.
The Walter Cronkite commentary on the news. Apologies for the editorial additions, but I think we covered the major stuff. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. I mean, I've never been to Cape May Cafe. You mentioned that it's opening before, right, Christy? I heard I heard it's really cool. There's Tusker House is opening soon. Wilderness Lodge is going to open. There's tons of resorts that are opening now. Just got to get, like you said, enough capacity for food and dining together, because that's still a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot.
All right. Well, as we get out of here tonight, yeah. Any final thoughts, Christy, Steve?
Nope, no final thoughts.
I guess I'm gonna put it out in the universe that I'll be on the pre-maiden voyage as well. So I'm gonna try it. There you go.
See, it's the right thing to do.
That's it. I'll be positive.
All gonna put it out there. I want every person who wins one of those pre-maiden cruises to be DCL podcast followers and fans. Wouldn't that be the most fun? And we could all get together and record our Disney wish comments.
Yeah. We'll grow. You grow the audience. Statistically, we'll have a larger chance of having this community win. So there you go.
I love it.
It'll be our first DCL podcast cruise. There we go, on the wish.
our won tickets, our tickets that we won.
Kate, you're sweet.
Put it out there.
I'll try to win. I'll try to win, Kate. Kate said I'm going to win.
All right.
Do I still get to win, or is she kicking me off
it.
again, telling me I can't win? Just kidding.
Kate, keep the pressure on her. Keep the pressure on her.
I want to win. That's all I'm saying.
All right. As we get out of here, thank you so much for everybody. I'm sorry, my internet's like totally bad right now. For some reason,
your kids are online playing a lot of video
down,
games over there, huh?
Yeah, they're between Fortnite and whatever else they're playing. Who knows? So
change the password when we're recording.
Thanks, Christy, Steve, for joining us this week.
He can't. Of course not. I'm so sorry.
I guess I need to do that.
That's it.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna end it because. Yeah. All right.
Our 5 minutes delayed to everything we say. Yes. Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening to this edition of the DCL News Recap. We will see you real soon.
Perfect. Goodbye, everybody.
Take care. All right.